Hello, 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 and namaste, my witchlings. How's everybody doing today? Oh, my hair looks fantabulous. Give me just a second. I know that hair. There we go. That's better. All right. Yeah. That goes there. Earrings. I'm going to wear Batty. I love the potion bats. They're just so cute. Okay. Ow, as I jab myself in the ear. How's everybody doing this morning? I see Chloe, I see Pasha, I see Andrea, I see Will. All right. I am slightly warm. Okay, just smooth this crap out a little bit. Do I look as ghostly pale as I feel? Well, that sucks. Oh well. The spawn is finishing my coffee up. We are waiting on the Keurig. There we go. All right. I was going to take a sip, but I'll wait a minute. Oh, wow. Kind of warm. It's not that I'm under the weather. I kind of flubbed the makeup. It's way lighter than I thought it was going to be. Oh, you are the absolute best child on the face of the earth, Spawn. I love you. He's a good kid, the Spawn. But on the upside, I took my meds this morning. I ate breakfast this morning, and I got all of this ready. So, hey, we're doing pretty good. And Chloe's in and out. Okay. Nope, they're okay. Yay. Maybe. No, I'm pretty sure it's the makeup that's making my face look like a ghost. I am trying to figure out what shade to use as far as foundation goes, because even though I wear sunscreen and I try to avoid the sun during the summer, my skin still gets kind of darker. And then come this time of year, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how pale am I? And I think I flubbed. Oh well, shit happens, life goes on. How is everybody out there? We are to Friday. It is coffee and cues. How about them apples? And then this weekend I am going to be trying to make sure I take pictures of the new merch for the shop. And then once I get those taken, we are going to figure out tidying up and moving the keyboard in the man behind the curtain space so we can put a tree up. It's going to be a little tree, but it'll be a tree. Otherwise, things are going pretty good here. All right, we have our Sanskrit reveal for the week, and then I have a ton of shit to do tonight. Overall, life is good. I am pretty happy with how things are going today. But I am warm. We are still using the Cozy Witch Tarot. And we are using the Yule Oracle deck. So, hey, I'm pretty happy. Okay, we're doing this, doing that. Dun dun. But yeah, life is definitely interesting. Yay! I am so happy to hear that, John. What's up, Mimi? John, you are going through some serious shit. You have every right to whine a little bit. And you have been very careful not to overdo it, basically. So we're not gonna stress it too much. So what's up, Mimi? Oh, that's what it is. Okay. She's saying hi. Okay. My brain is not parsing information yet. Okay. I'm so happy to hear about the intermediate certificate. That is awesome. Oh! Look what I did. This frustrates me to no end. Because it's a really cute little bracelet. And it's got a little star on it. But it unfortunately is just a little bit smaller than my wrist. I thought I measured appropriately. Apparently I did not. So, boo-hoo. And that is true. I do have a slightly bigger wrist than some people. And then I made this bracelet, which is not stretchy. It actually has a clasp. If I can, use a fingernail, I don't have to close it. And it, with the clasp closed, will roll over my wrist. I'm so happy. I'm having so much fun. So I made these last night. I have discovered that if I turn on one of my shows that I want to watch, as long as it's not a real, you have to watch the screen every moment show, I can sit here and put bracelets and earrings and necklaces together while I'm watching TV. But look at these. And the stones on both of these, because I used all 4 stones on both of these. There we go. Bracelet, or big bracelet, little bracelet. Yep. All right. There we go. Get them in front of the camera, Di. They are rose quartz, hematite, amethyst, and garnet. And I was just having fun putting them together. Did I put them in the same order on both bracelets? Nope. Okay, good. So that's what I made last night. I am going to be making necklaces to go with my little tarot card earrings. Scarlet Witch. The bracelet reminds you of Scarlet Witch? I will actually take that as a compliment because she's a pretty badass character. Amethyst are my favorite purple stone. And rose quartz. So these bracelets are essentially made out of my favorite stones. Garnet is my birthstone. I absolutely love rose quartz and hematite. They are my 2 absolute favorite stones. And amethyst is my favorite purple, so. Oh, you're right. Okay. Yep. Mimi has the same last name as the twins from Full House and the actress who plays the Scarlet Witch because they are sisters. Not Mimi, but... Trying to figure out how... find my email in the link tree and email me pictures of them, and I can help you identify them. All right. Or you could download, there are certain apps that you can download that will tell you what they are from pictures. Sweetheart. The carpet is soft enough by now, sweetheart. Tookers is in the doorway to the bedroom scratching at the carpet, and it's just... most of the time I can handle it. Today, not so much. All right. Let's go ahead and get moving here. Oh. I don't know. I'll check in with her. It's a crystal with dark blue and black. I'm not sure what crystal... oh, is it cobalt? It could be cobalt, but I'm not sure. There we go. Got that. You might not be wrong there, Pasha. All right. That is trimmed. Flame is acquired. Yeah, Mimi. Thankfully, Fuzzbutt doesn't. Fuzzbutt uses my bed. My bed frame is fabric wrapped. So, yeah, that's a little frustrating. Or it was. Until Fuzzbutt decided to shred it. But anyway. All right, y'all. And a purple with green. Oh, wait. Translucent purple. I know that one. Oh, my brain just won't kick it to me yet. Oh, I totally understand what you're saying, but let's cut that off there. We're gonna just be as positive as possible right now. But yes. Let's look at the bright side of that. Let's look at the bright side of that. You still have a roof over your head, and we're safe. We're gonna stay with that one right now. All right, so I totally would not be surprised if it was an episode of Ancient Aliens. I used to love that show. Haven't watched it in a while, but I used to love that one. All right, my friends, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to say, please, my friends, be mindful of the energy you bring into this space. And you will be respectful in my chat, because if not, the mods will be finding you with the banhammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
All right. I know the stone Chloe is talking about. I just cannot for the life of me convince my brain to give me the name of it. I can see it. And I'm losing what's left of my mind. All right. I'm going to take a quick sip. Oh, that was last week. All right, candle. All right. I don't know. They were there this morning. Hold on. Oh, gee, where they normally are. All right. Give me just a moment, guys. Hey, Bean. All right. Namaste, my witchlings, and welcome, welcome, welcome one and all to another Friday afternoon coffee and cues. Wow. This is where we sip, share, and stir just a little bit of soul into our mugs. So, now let's go grab our favorite crystal. Speaking of crystals, I'm trying to decide what I'm grabbing today. Rose quartz. Rose quartz. There we go. Rose quartz. Go grab your favorite crystal, light your candle or incense, cozy up with your coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug, and let's go step in today's spiral into today's spiral together for some really good conversation. Don't forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing. It helps us keep this circle growing. And amazing and happy and really, really joyful thing, we have hit our monetization first monetization goal, which means you can now join us as a Witchling member for 99 cents a month. Go ahead and hit that join button down below, y'all. We do not have a birthday today, though. Sad face. Okay. He's just making noise. Yep, next week we have birthdays. We have Chloe's birthday coming up next week. Nobody in the other chat today yet, Mimi. Thank you, though. Oh, your sister's birthday. Cool. You are so very welcome, John. All right, I'm going to take a sip. Then we're going to get started, shall we? All right. We are lighting our candle today for all of our witchlings and their loved ones dealing with tough situations, ICE, immigration, church stuff, family stuff. We're supporting you all. All right. We are lighting our candle today to be a beacon of hope and light for those who have lost their way. So as we light this candle, we close our circle and invite the ancestors to join us here today. May this flame be a beacon of light and hope for those who are stumbling in the darkness. And in its very sacred glow, we hold space for all survivors of and victims of gun violence, offering our light as a small sanctuary of healing and remembrance. That's what I said, just in different words. Our circle is now closed, my friends. It's okay. I figured that. All right. Yep. All right. We have holidays today. Oh, that is cool, Chloe. Yes, penguin pebbling. My friends and I do that with each other. We'll see memes or something that reminds us of a friend, and we'll just kind of pebble them, because all of us are chronically online, but we chronically do not respond to messages well at times. Oh, cool. So we will pebble each other. Left, left, left. There you go. Yep. Mm-hmm. You typing or am I? Okay, I got it. Okay, go for it. Yes. That works. Okay. Back over to where I need to be. There we go. And we shrink that back to its place. Hey, look at that. All right, y'all. I sit up now. Oosh, I sit up now. How about those holidays today? Ooh, we got some fun ones. Okay, so today's holidays are gingerbread decorating day. Today, start that over. Take a breath. Gingerbread decorating day. Today is all about creativity, cozy vibes, and a dash of delicious mischief. Whether you're crafting full-on gingerbread mansions or slapping some icing on a cookie because that's all you've got the spoons for, it is the perfect excuse to play. Let yourself be joyful, messy, and sweet about it. It is National Cocoa Day. Go grab your mugs. Witchling today is full of permission to indulge. Whether you whip up a gourmet cocoa with spices or go classic with a simple packet and some marshmallows, let that warmth be a reminder to slow down, savor, and take up space in your own comfort. And then last but not least, it is National Day of the Horse. Horses have been partners, healers, teachers, and symbols of freedom for thousands of years. Today honors their beauty, strength, and the deep relationship between humans and these majestic beings. If you've ever been moved by a horse, in person, in myth, or in magic, take just a small moment to acknowledge that bond. Those are our holidays. Oopsie, wrong button. All right. Do, 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 do. Hey, ponies. Ooh. Chloe has an April birthday. I hit the candle instead of the holiday. A horse. Bubba the horse. Yeah. No worries, Mimi. March. Okay. I always want April's birthstone to be diamond, not my dad's. I am surprised that I don't remember March's diamond. I know most of my family's birthstones, considering we have January, March, June, July, January, May. Forget it. I can't speak. El Nino. So his name is the boy, huh? It's actually kind of a good name for a horse. I'll be honest. So I'm not losing my mind. I am not losing my mind. Okay. What was my dad? I know the boys are peridot. Yes, it is. All right. Shall we move on and see what our Sanskrit word of the week is? I am very excited to find this one out. Quit pulling your sleeves up. You're going to ruin your cuffs. Our Sanskrit word this week is Tejas. Tejas means radiance, brilliance, and inner fire. Not the kind that burns you out, the kind that lights your path. It is the fire of courage, clarity, self-worth, and the fire that says, I am here, I am growing, and I absolutely refuse to dim myself just to make someone else comfortable. In yogic philosophy, Tejas is one of the subtle essences of the body, the spark that helps transform, digest, understand, and illuminate. It's the energy that turns insight into action, potential into movement, and healing into embodiment. So all week long, we will be exploring what it means to tend that flame, how to protect it, how to brighten it, how to stop letting people, expectations, or even old stories smother it. Your Tejas isn't fragile, it's sacred, and I cannot wait to spend this coming week helping you all stoke it, honor it, and let it shine through your practice, your magic, and your lives. That, my friends, is our Sanskrit word of the week. You don't have to, Chloe. Thank you. Lucky I don't have a mind to lose. Sorry. All right. Bloop. You get put there. I like that one. And I am so hopeful I pronounced that right, because I'm looking at it and my Spanish brain is going, oh, it's Tejas. No, die. That is pronouncing it in Spanish. Sanskrit actually pronounces the J like a J, I think. Oh my gosh, I feel stupid now. I should have looked that one up. Yeah. Oh, I am so looking forward to just being done with winter. Andrea is around my age. I'll just leave it at that. But see, I also have to let everybody know, to me, being in my age group basically is anywhere from 35 now, I think. Yeah, it's from 35 to 70-ish. My age group. I have to do that because I'm almost... Huh? Not my age group. What I consider my... No, I am saying my age group. The people I consider age appropriate for me to be friends or other with is basically 35 to... I am going to be 48 in 2 weeks. So 60. Yeah, 35 to 60. Sanskrit is an endangered language, kind of going the same path as Latin and being replaced by Hindi. I have heard that. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to introduce a Sanskrit word of the week, because I love languages. B, Sanskrit is such an integral part of yoga. I mean, most of the poses, the asana, their name is in Sanskrit. What we call it, like warrior 1, warrior 2, downward facing dog, etc. We have translated the Sanskrit to English. And there are some teachers out there who will not give the English name for an asana in a class. And I actually kind of like that. But yeah, yogic mantras or rituals. Is Chloe bopping out? Go get some rest, Chloe. Sleep sweet. But language is fascinating. I mean, hell, look at the English language in just the last 40 years. Did you record the Sanskrit, babe? Okay, we'll redo it. You have recovered. I haven't changed the order of anything. That explains a lot. Okay. Give us just a second. We need to have a conversation here. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay. We are going to redo Sanskrit because we need to be able to record it to release it as shorts. So please bear with us. Okay, we will redo it at the end. Apparently I am not remembering things that I'm being told again, and I am very frustrated with my brain for that. Welcome to my life. All right. And the man behind the curtain isn't feeling so hot today. So we're trying to take it easy and be gentle with him today. Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the fun part of this. So. Did you fix that? Yay. Okay. Awesome. We have our oracle card for the day. Again, we are using the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. And the card I pulled today is Turning Inward. There we go. Now you can see it. All right. Turning inward. Inside this veil of bone and flesh, I lay my soul to sleep. All the truths within thy breath have come to greet me. Our keywords are connect. We get to start over again because we forgot to hit record. Great. It is one of those days. All right. We are using the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. And the card we have drawn for today is Turning Inward. Inside this veil of bone and flesh, I lay my soul to sleep. All the truths within thy breath have come to greet me. Our keywords are connection, self-discovery, navigating inner landscapes. Okay. There is a new, more enlightened version of yourself that is waiting to be discovered. This new you has learned and grown over the years. So much so that you may not feel as aligned to your previous goals. Dreams can and will often shift and change with time. Your task is to remain connected to your inner landscape, the part of you that always knows what you need in any given moment. Your inner self will help you to discover new talents, intentions, and beliefs that will better serve you as you continue on this journey. Turning inward brings an additional message. You may be holding on too tightly to an outdated idea of what your life should be. There are many different ways to experience success. Do not allow others or social conditioning to dictate what is right for you. Being connected to your inner, most authentic being helps you to develop a better sense of self. You will be better prepared to defend your choices when you know your worth and who you are on the most fundamental level. That, my friends, is today's oracle. Tarot. So we are using Cozy Witch Tarot today. I really love this deck. Justice. All right. We have Justice upright this week. As the man behind the curtain just pointed out, we had Justice reversed last week. So, Justice. Stick to your truth and everything will turn out just fine. Once someone made the mistake of telling this formidable judge that it wasn't feasible for her to practice both the law and the craft. So, naturally, she took that as a challenge and chose to do both. In a serious tone, she tells you being honest with others is extremely important, of course, but being honest with yourself is just as important. As long as you've been doing both, you have nothing to worry about. You will be treated with the same fairness reflected in your actions. If you pull this card and personal justice is what you're looking for, then you can sleep soundly knowing that everything will likely rule in your favor. She delivers with a reassuring wink your way. That is our tarot, and our affirmation is coming. And now we have our affirmation. Today's affirmation is, I honor my truth with clarity and courage. My inner fire, my tejas, lights the path before me. As I turn inward, I discover the wiser, stronger self I've grown into. I trust my worth, I trust my choices, and I trust that fairness rises to meet me. When I stand in my authentic radiance, everything aligns in my favor. And that is our affirmation. Let me know what you guys think of everything so far in the comments. Okay, let's see. Don't mess around with tarot and Ouija boards. I don't touch spirit boards. Spirit boards and I don't get along. But me and the tarot, we do great. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, no, it's EU Beast. It's James. Hey, we haven't seen James. I think that's James. That's no. He's a regular. He just Alan. There we go. I know. Thank you, Alan. Since YouTube's decided to stop giving me your username and just give me your ats, I have lost the names of people that I recognize, especially some of my regulars, and it drives me bonkers because, well, I suck at remembering names to start with. Oh, so how are you doing tonight, Alan? And then oh, I also occasionally watch horror movies. Haven't watched. Oh wait, I watched Five Nights at Freddy's recently. Yay! New jobs, new beginnings. Oh hey, the cards were talking about a new beginning earlier this week too. Apparently though, Saturdays are for justice. I have now drawn the justice card 2 Saturdays in a row. Or Friday. It'll be released on Saturday. Yeah. So, we have been. I do very much so. So, we have effectively set it up that our weeks now basically start on Saturday, because that's the day we take off. And that's when all of the new stuff for the week gets plotted, planned, and released some. And it's just, it's a new enough thing that my brain is still trying to cling to the previous routine. And yeah. Yeah, which is where he and I are having problems because my brain refuses to let go of the old schedule and old routine. And I'm just, yeah, I'm stuck on we used to do it this way. This is how we've always done it. The Eustace, I like that one. So yeah, this is, and on top of that, I am scrambling trying to get my brain to kick back in. It's not working. Oh, we are going to be doing the MeWe Fair, which is next weekend. Which means we will not be doing this Friday Coffee and Cues next weekend because I will be getting ready for the fair and the event. And so between now and Wednesday, I need to put together a bunch of earrings. I'm not going to worry about bracelets, but I need to put together a bunch of earrings, some more necklaces, and get, prepped for all of that. Yes, my brain likes to go on vacation. See, the podcasts I listen to generally, yeah, this is technically a podcast. And the podcasts I listen to, I try to listen to educational-ish. Well, I have one that I listen to that is specifically for people to listen to while they're cleaning. Love that one. I listen to, oh my God, why can't I think of the name of it? But it's Manny MUA and Laura Lee's podcast. I have a Spoonie podcast that I was a guest on that I listened to. Monty Mater's Flipping Tables. So I try to keep my podcasts to things that are not going to melt my brain. At least not in a bad way. Because I like listening to... That is true. I spend enough time melting my brain prepping for my own shit. Because David Letterman says it so beautifully. Yep. No, I won't touch Joe Rogan with a 50,000-foot pole. He is such a misogynistic piece of trash. I will occasionally listen to some of his stuff just to see what they're saying. I apologize for being quite so negative. Everything I have heard from Joe Rogan goes so far against what I believe. And we used to be aligned on a lot of things. But at some point he went from being okay to being hard right and another entertainer who he's in it just for the clicks and for the money and for the numbers and the viral moments. And I can't do that. He seems fake to me. And I can't with the fakeness. And that's one of the big, and the fact that he preaches so much hate. Not sure. But hey, that's me. David Letterman was on Kimmel the other night. And Kimmel asked him, so you've been here, you've done this. With what's going on in the news right now, are there ever moments that you miss being here and you're watching it and thinking, oh, I wish I could be on camera tonight because I would say this and this and this about this? And David Letterman looked him in the eye and said, no, you, and he named a few others, do such a good job at this. I feel I don't need to be out here. But he still has his finger on the pulse because he does still have My Next Guest Is on Netflix. And Colbert has said this a few times during his monologues, that as much as he hates what's going on at the moment personally, he loves it because, well, the material practically writes itself. But he has to be on top of all of the current events because he has to comment on it. Thank you, Andrea. And he has admitted that it gets kind of depressing. And for me, it's not that it gets depressing prepping for my days. It's infuriating because I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution here. And I'm seeing our administration just ignore it. We're trying. What Andrea is trying to say is, please, let's just back off the podcast conversation. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate it. Andrea, you don't have to be quite so protective, not defensive. That wasn't what I meant to say. Oh, Scott Galloway has been fun to listen to. I love Brian Tyler Cohen. And who's the kid that we watch? Is that what is it? The one? Yes, Luke Beastley. I was going to say the one who lisps. But I get so I get to the point that I'll listen to my normal politics people as I'm prepping, because goddess knows I need to know what the fuck is going on in the country before I go on camera. And then I have to step back for a while and watch something like Shauna the Mom or Lo Whaley or your bestie Misha. I love him. Because otherwise it's just a tidal wave of political bullshit because unfortunately we have to pay attention to all of the political bullshit. Okay, what's up? Destiny is interesting too. No. Oh, I know. No, there has not been more flooding, thankfully. Oh, hey, Hazel. Good to see you. No flood. The flooding is actually getting better today. That said, I am not sure. I'm not sure if there's due to be more. Somebody sent me a message. Somebody sent me a message on Facebook or on Messenger saying, I don't know if you know this, but nobody can talk in your stream because it's set to subscriber only. And I'm like, it's supposed to be. Yes. Hold on. I just found Beeb. Yeah, Persona Maddie is the one. Oh, wait. Hey, I saw your stream. You're doing great work. Maddie Persona. And then this person named Ethan saying, hi, I just didn't know if you knew, but no one can talk on your streams because it's on subscriber only. Yep. December 7th, so yep. That was Sunday. Oh, I am so sorry. Yep. One of my feeds on Sundays is members only, or on all days, and so I'm responding to this person. Sorry, y'all. All right. There we go. Oh, crazy days. Crazy times, you know? Let's go ahead and pop over and do Mr. Rogers and then our closing blessing, shall we? So, it's time for our quote from Mr. Rogers for today. Yay! And the print is big enough I don't have to take my glasses off. How about them apples? So our quote from The World According to Mr. Rogers, important things to remember, is understanding love is one of the hardest things in the world. As always, the man is so right. And that is our wisdom from Mr. Rogers. Ha! There we go. You, move up there. All right, my friends. Let's check in with the chat. Actually, I didn't do it, Goddess, for today, but I can tell you what the book says. As soon as I rearrange shit so I can. Yeah, because technically it's Saturday, but let's see what the book says today's Goddess would be. We are reading for I want to say the 13th. Yes. Lucina. It is St. Lucy's Day in Sweden. So Lucina, her themes are banishing, kindness, charity, health, and protection. Her symbols are light sources, specifically candles. Lucina, I am mispronouncing it completely. Lucina means light, and judging by her description and attributes, it is very likely that this Swedish goddess was the prototype for Saint Lucy. Lucina is a mother and guardian offering fertility, protection, and well-being. In worship, Lucina is often represented by a simple lit candle. I like her. And then that is day after, or technically. And then we will be coming back Sunday with Fanalia, a Roman, or Fauna, a Roman goddess. Kinda cool. Okay. Oh, mythology period is fascinating. I don't care if it's Greek, Roman, Russian, Scandinavian, or what. But I am absolutely fascinated by the different pantheons. I hate it when my brain checks out mid-sentence. All right, so nope. By the way, the comment the man behind the curtain just left was in reference to the conspiracy theories. We're not going to talk conspiracy theories today. I was just listening to Monty Mater and some interesting stuff she's discussing. Yeah. Are you tap dancing? Or are your paws slipping and sliding on the floor there? Okay. Come here. You want to come say hi? I know you want to come say hi. That's why you're being a brat. Get up here. Come here. He's a good puppy. He's a good boy. Look at this handsome boy. Look at this handsome boy. He's such a sweet baby. Oh, my baby. Hi, baby boy. What are you doing? It's Luna. Are you gonna knock my table over, dude? Hey, Looney Tunes. All right, you gotta get down. Oh, really? Sweetheart, I know. Let Mommy finish, and then we'll go out and go for walkies, okay? Are you gonna be a good boy? Yeah. You're a good boy. I know. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna put you down now, okay? You go be a good boy. Go on. Oh, really? You're just gonna refuse to go, huh? Oh, what is my favorite Greek god or goddess? Oh, mercy. Greek goddess. Diana. Diana would be my favorite. Yeah. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know why. Oh. But Artemis and Apollo, not Artemis. Yeah, wait. Yes, Artemis and Apollo. But Diana is hands down my favorite Greek. Do you know how weird it is to say that name? It is so weird. He's a duckers. Come on, brain. You're being particularly sluggish. No, Persephone's mother is not Diana. Persephone's mother is... God, why won't it come to me? Demeter is her mother. I knew it started with a D, but it wasn't Diana. We will discuss that later. Thank you. Hello, Bean, and hello, Bean's mom. How are you guys doing today? You're very, very, very lucky that it is Friday, because it is awfully late for you. Oof. Ooh. You have been tapped by Hecate. Ooh, wow. Patron. Okay, so your patron god or goddess is the one that you focus most of your worship and prayers to. So devotee. Okay, so take Dianic Wiccans. Dianic Wiccans basically, they worship Diana. And Dianic Wiccans are women only, so they're an interesting bunch anyway, but their patron goddess is Diana. Mine is Bridget. And it's basically, that is your main focus. You may have other deities that you work with here and there, but 99% of the time your focus is on your patron. So when someone like Andrea says Hecate tapped her on the shoulder, for me, Bridget tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hi, you're gonna be mine now." Hecate is the mother of modern witchcraft, a mother of all witches. And I have noticed there are 3 gods that will call people more often than others. Hecate being one. Odin. Or Loki, I mean. Hecate, Loki, and, I just lost the third one. It's another goddess. No. Hecate. Yep. Those are the 2 that are coming to mind, and I know there is a third one. But Loki is very... Yeah, very fond of choosing his followers. Most chaos witches I know have at least, thank you, a passing relationship with Loki. Hera was the one I was thinking. Freya. Loki's adopted mother. Pantheon. Okay. So a pantheon is the collection of gods and goddesses for a particular group. So you have your Rome or your Greek pantheon, your Roman pantheon, Celtic pantheon, Native American pantheons, because they are different. The Japanese pantheon, the Chinese pantheon. Yes, Hela is Loki's sister. Technically by adoption, but we won't go there. Oh, Bean found Luna. He's a Luna. Where is Looney Tunes? Speak of the forkin' devil. Hey, baby girl. Looney Tunes. Bitch. She won't come say hi. Oh, girl. That is the picture I refer to as Derpy Luna, because she looks... Yeah, and it's called Luna Goofy in here because it is just the derpiest look on her face. You would not know it from looking at that picture. Have a good one, Bean. You would not know it from looking at that picture, but she's actually a really smart dog. She has some wonderful expressions. All right, my witches. Let's go ahead and quickly do our closing blessing so we can stop recording and then go back to just chit-chatting. Have a good night, Bean. Sleep sweet, dream deep, my friend. All right. And here we have tonight's closing blessing. May your truth be your compass, your courage be your shield, and your tejas, that bright inner flame, guide every step you take. May turning inward reveal the wisdom you've earned, and may justice walk beside you, reminding you that integrity always lights the way home. Go in radiance, witchlings, go in clarity, go in the fierce kindness of your own shining spirit. Blessed be, and may your flame burn steady. Namaste, my witchlings. And that, my friends, is our closing blessing. And now, let's go ahead and open our circle. With the extinguishing of the candle, our circle is open. Sorry. We extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who joined us today. Oof. We'll chat, Hazel. Hasta la vista. Hakuna Matata. Okay. My only complaint about the hasta la vista is it's hasta la vista, no S. But otherwise, you're good. And may my brain be untangled. Thank you, Andrea. I don't know if I'm not awake enough because we got crawled in bed late last night or what, but I'm just kind of out of it. Oh, okay. So just an FYI for Pasha, the candle is kind of it's mainly for the divination thing because a lot of people believe that before you do anything magically related, you cast a protective circle. Did you just say magically delicious? Okay, making sure I heard you correctly. But you should cast a protective circle. And essentially that's what I'm doing when I light my candle. Hence why I say with the lighting of our candle, our circle is closed. And then with the extinguishing of our candle, our circle is now open. I am not necessarily a good witch in the fact that I don't always close my circle. Depending on what I'm doing, I don't need to. You're okay, Mimi. As soon as we said, hey, can we hold off on that particular subject, you dropped it, you walked away. I'm fine. You are fine. We are doing really good here. Yes, you can do a salt circle. However, please, if you care about the environment at all, do not cast a salt circle on any kind of soil. I know people who have, and they have regretted it. Anything you would use salt for, you can use crushed eggshells for. Which reminds me, I need to crush those eggshells. Give us the dirt on that one. So yeah. And I will be honest, even though I have been I laughed at it. Please do not salt the earth. I mean, I'm not a Confederate general. Do not assault the earth. Okay, I hope you dig my pun. You two deserve each other. Just saying here, okay? Look at all that dirty mud. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Can you cast a circle with a mixture of herbs? Yes. Anything that you feel will protect your energy and everything while you are casting your circle is fine. In all honesty, I have cast a circle with just my finger before. So, there is no such thing as black magic or white magic. Magic simply is. It is all of the intent that goes into it. However, if someone is doing baneful magic, which is what most people call black magic, a protective circle is even more important. However, I have never known someone to use skulls for their circle. It looks wonderful for pictures and shit, but even baneful magic practitioners have some smattering of respect for the dead. And using skulls to mark your circle is very disrespectful, unless it's like an ancestral line and you're using, the skulls of your ancestors, maybe, but still not a practice I am aware of. And I've been doing this shit for 30 years. And yes. And I have yet to come across anyone doing something like that. And as I said, I do occasionally practice some baneful magic. I will not lie. I have been known to do some blood magics before, which is hilariously funny. But no, that's not something that happens. I have a number of friends who are indigenous to multiple different countries, and for the most part, even they don't. I mean, I have friends who are African and know about the African diaspora and their practices, and unless you're referring to some of the tribes that do that shrink heads, maybe, but otherwise, no, it's not a thing. I mean, even Santeria. Well, yes, I am. I will address that one. Yes, some do. But again, it is an exceedingly rare practice. I mean, hell, we all know that there are tribes in Africa that still shrink heads. And those are actually human heads. I do not know what goes into it. I just know that they do it. I kind of want to know how they do it, but I kind of don't. Exactly why I said I kind of want to know, but I kind of don't. As he says, the only way I'm going to find out how they do it is to have them do it to my head. And I'm like, nope, not doing that. There we go. Come on, brain. Catch up. You're lagging behind again. Grumpy Old Crone is awesome. Awesome. We love Grumpy Old Crone and Tiny Angry Witch. If you have not watched any Tiny Angry Witch videos, you need to go do that. Go get some Tiny Angry Witch in your life. That whole crew is amazing. Let's see what else. Yes, ketchup. So, Tiny Angry Witch is stop action claymation. Oh my, it's so good. They post about one video a month, if I remember correctly. And they are just incredible. Let's see, what else are we catching up on? We have no Friday next week. So, next weekend, back to next weekend. I will not be doing coffee and cues on Friday. I will not be doing Friday night guided meditation. And I will not be doing daily draw on Sunday because we are still going to be at festival on Sunday. Let's see what else. Yeah, I'm very sad. Um, I, I, I belong to an organization here in the Valley for women in leadership roles, and last night was supposed to be our book swap for Christmas. And I'm very, very, very bummed, but very, very, very happy because it has been canceled and it will be rescheduled probably sometime next month, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. And then I had an event tonight that was planned and it got canceled, so sad face. But hey, that means I'll get to be able to do Friday night guided meditation tonight. Actually, they didn't burn witches here in the States. They did in Europe, I believe. I'm going to confirm that, though. Yes, they burned. That is true. That is true. I need to wear that shirt again. All right. He is correct. They did not burn witches. They burned women. You know who they burned? They burned women with knowledge. So if a woman had knowledge of herbs and herbalism, if she was a wise woman, if she was the town midwife, if she knew how to prevent a woman, if she knew how to prevent a woman getting pregnant or to terminate a pregnancy that was unwanted, or if she was just too strong-minded and independent herself, the patriarchy wanted those women gone. And therefore, they were dealt with. Or, God forbid, she owned land that a man wanted and she wouldn't sell it to him. Okay, she's a witch. Burn her. Yeah. I'm going to wear that shirt next week. I got to find it. Yes. So, Hazel says if she stood up for herself against her husband or another man, she was deemed as being a witch or having the devil in her is absolutely correct. Because she dared to stand up to abuse. She must have the devil in her. Women with knowledge and or land were burned in Europe based upon a misinterpretation in the Bible as justification for basically genocide. The line that or the verse, "Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live." That was not yeah. It was not witches. I cannot remember the actual translation, and Monty just talked about it recently. So yeah. I just, it's so, and we're getting back to that kind of attitudes worldwide, and I'm trying not to go political. Sorry, Hazel. Trying not to go there. But it's just, I am straight up fearing another witch hunt. I mean, yeah. If I say any more, I'm going to get very political, and I'm trying not to be triggering today because I want to have a good day, a calm day. Yes. Earmuffs. That'll work, Hazel. You can mute for a second. So John is saying the King James Bible witch is considered a mistranslation of Hebrew terms like makashapha or kashaf, which more likely meant sorcerers, enchanters, poisoners, or diviners contributing to historical witch hunts. The exact original meaning is debated, but the term witch, as understood in the early modern period, was not the direct equivalent to what it is today. And also, I have to point out that the Bible saying that diviners are in that group is hilarious, because how many different times in the Bible does one of the kings consult a diviner or the oracle at Delphi or I mean, God's damn. Their royalty had their seers on staff, or the sacred lots. Yup. Oh my god, I need to do some research. I was originally gonna say I need to read the Bible again, but gods, I can barely make it through a book I want to read. I need to do my research because there are people out there who have put all of the thought and work into pointing out all of the contradictions in the Bible, all of the mistranslations in the Bible. Hell, that is one of the things Monty does in her Bible studies, which reminds me, I kind of want to listen to that. I may catch some of her back episodes of that one. Okay for me, but not for thee. Yes. Yes. Yes, exactly. That's one of the biggest complaints about the hypocrisy and the contradictions in the Bible, because yes, Jesus would be considered a wizard by their logic because he rose Lazarus from the dead. He turned water into wine. The loaves and fishes went from, this much to enough to feed a small army. He did magic constantly. He was a sorcerer or a wizard. But again, he was the Son of God, and they expected him to have these glorious powers. Yeah. I have never done well with hypocrisy, in all honesty. It has been one of the fastest ways to infuriate me, is someone having double standards or being a hypocrite. And yeah, the number of arguments in my household that created. Life is good. All right. Let's see, what else have we got? I wanted to talk about something else. I'm trying to remember. Oh, book update. I put the book I was reading for you guys back. I will actually, I'm stealing mouse. I am going to look up what the next book I was supposed to read for you guys is. Because the Yasmin book that I was reading, the Yasmin Galenorn Witchy book, I could not manage to read through it. All right, close that. Don't save. A long time ago. Yep, okay, there we go. Nope. God blast it. Did I close it on myself? I probably did. Nope. Here, randomized witchy. Next is Psychic Witch. Yay! I will pick up where I was reading on it. That makes me feel better. Okay, so Psychic Witch from Matt Oren is my next book. I have already read part of it, and I actually was kind of wanting to go back to reading it. Okay. Casting a spell is the chanting of a paragraph individually or in unison, yet doing the same in church as a prayer. Oh, I've said that for ages, John. I have said that for ages. That, okay, you go to church and kneel and get on your knees and pray to God. Okay, my prayers to God are done by grinding herbs up and sprinkling them over the fire and letting the smoke take my petition to the gods. How is it different? I'm still praying, and there's incense burning just like a lot of churches do, smells and bells. But why is my method of worshiping bad, but yours is okay when we're doing much the same thing? Roman fucking Catholics and their gods be damned candles. How many Catholics do you know that go to the church and light one of the prayer candles that sits on the little altar by the confessionals? What is the difference with that and me lighting this candle every day for basically the same reason? Why is it okay that they do it in a church, but not okay that I'm doing it on my altar? An altar is an altar is an altar. Yes. Hey, Irish. If God is omnipresent, what your church, mosque, temple, or synagogue doesn't matter. That is one thing that my fucking incubator actually said that I agree with. I do not need to step into a specific building to worship my and to profess my faith. Hell, Jesus himself in the fucking Bible says that these public professions of faith are not the way to do it. If you are going to have a relationship with God, it needs to be between you and God and not publicly proclaimed. And because those who publicly proclaim it are no different than those whose tables he flipped in the temple. Because it's all performative. And that's where we run into a lot of bullshit, is there are so many performative Christians out there who you know, they say all of the right things, and they say this is what they're doing, and they say they're Christian and Christ-like. But you watch them and you see their actions and the way they speak of other people, to other people, the actions they do, the way, especially here in the States, the way they vote. I mean, they are not very Christ-like. Because, Hazel, getting slightly political here. I'll try to keep it surface level. But the way these people vote, they are voting against taking care of the sick, the poor, the needy, and the outsider. That they're the ones cheering that ICE is disappearing people. When the Bible specifically says, do unto your neighbor as you would have done unto you. And the Bible talks constantly about helping the poor and the sick and the needy. But these people who claim to be Christian are doing exactly the opposite of what the Bible asks of them. How can you call yourself a Christian when you are going against everything your pretty book says you're supposed to do? It is really, really, really sad and incredibly frustrating, in all honesty, that the most Christ-like people I know are atheists and pagans. Not going to say that I don't know any Christ-like Christians. I do know quite a few, but hey, Mike, it's just my take on this one. And it's another one of those times when I am so incredibly grateful that my grandfather is not here anymore. I just... And the fact... No, I can't. As he's saying, the topics that are the most hot button issues on the planet, and I cannot stay away from them. No, I can't. Yes. I am going to say once again, though, and this is not a slight against Wicca or any of it. Most of the Wiccans I know are laughing at me for saying it. Wicca is the Roman Catholics of the pagan world. No, they are, Wiccans are into high magic and the rituals and the smells and bells. And the last Wiccan I said this to laughed and told me I was absolutely correct. And I just, hey. Yeah, I'm trying to parse an IRA clone being iced on steroids. Oh, I did the idea of mixing the two of them is just. That's true. Yeah. Dude, my heart goes out to you. It sounds like the fascist Cheeto is infesting everywhere. Oh, but as Monty said the other day, I was watching one of Monty Mater's videos, and as she said, when the United States catches a cold and sneezes, the entire globe gets sick because we infect everyone. Still trying to not be too political here. I'm trying. I'm trying. Cool. Apparently, Newport, Oregon has gotten their Coast Guard chopper back. Yay! It only took them, what, 2 months? Why do you say you're an unusual Catholic, John? Nope. They actually didn't. Well, I don't know. They're probably talking India. But even there, my understanding is immigration has not damaged anything. Alright, these. Oh, shit, I missed the full moon, didn't I? When are we due to have. Ooh. Oh, cool. I'm glad you saw it the other day, Hazel. So, Hazel lives in Newport, and Hazel is one of the reasons we were aware of. Sorry, oh god, she said it in chat before. Um, but she is the reason we were aware of the fact that the helicopter had been moved, and it is so good to see that they are back. I am so glad they're back where they belong. I will be honest. Damn it, I missed the full moon a week ago. Which means I couldn't have put these out yet, so okay. Oh, being a Catholic tarot reader, yes. Yes. I'll have to look that up, but I got these, acquired these at the show, at the Yule Festival, and it has rose quartz, amethyst, and something else, but all three of them were stones that I absolutely love. It's called Unicorn Amethyst. It is so pretty. Okay. I did it. We're good, Mimi. Okay. So, the number one baby name in the number one top British baby name for a boy is Hudson. Or Mason. Let's see. Okay, so Muhammad has, or in 2023, Muhammad was the top baby boy name in England and Wales, followed by Noah and Oliver. Olivia is the top girl name in 9 out of 9 regions in England and most popular in Wales. Muhammad was the most popular boy's name in 4 out of 9 regions in England and was 63rd in Wales. So, and that was in 2023. So, top name in 2024. And just because it's an Islamic or a Muslim name doesn't mean that it's necessarily a religious thing. I mean, how many Mexican boys are named Jesus? Yes, we do understand Islam. My sister was a practicing Muslim for many years, to the point one of my nephews still practices. I am well familiar with their religion. They are a very peace-loving religion. Yes, you get your extremists. You have your extremists in every religion. Take a look at the Christian nationalist movement here in the United States, or any of your Christian worshiping cults. You have extremists in every freaking religion. Exactly. Yeah, Buddhists are generally pretty cool. But what a lot of people don't understand is the Quran actually calls for their people to be peace loving and be peaceful. So, and there are so many people who will claim that the Quran says that you are supposed to either convert or kill non-believers. No. No. My understanding is it doesn't say to kill non-believers. Essentially, it says to shun the non-believers, like many religions do. I mean, hell, look at what the LDS and the Scientologists do. Okay, fundamental LDS, not the regular Mormons. The regular Mormons will still talk to you if you leave the church, most of the time. But the FLDS is a fucking cult. So, along the lines with what John is saying, faith is a personal matter. I don't care what you believe in, providing you don't act like a dick. I have to say, God, I can't remember what woman it was that said this. It was one of the dames. Religion is like having a penis. I don't care what it is, just as long as you don't shove it down my throat. Oh, yes, the Book of Mormon is an amazing show. You've heard of the Crusades, haven't you? You've heard of the Crusades, right? I have seen Christians in my own country unalive people for being other than Christian. I have seen people's lives ruined, not necessarily, they haven't necessarily been physically harmed, but their lives have been ruined simply because of their religion. Yes. And the phrase bombing for peace is like fucking for virginity. Just kind of comes to mind. And the theory of Bob. It does not matter what deity you are praying to. It is the exact same one as everybody else in the world. You just call it by a different name, and my ex-husband chooses Bob. Yes, Christians are the worst. And yeah, especially white Christians. Because then they get not just the Christian savior thing going on, but they've got the white savior thing, because white people are like, oh, you poor person of color, you need help, and here I am white, and I have power, and I can save you, I can pull you up out of your whatever. Well, hey, number one, what do you think Gaza is? Number two, look at the United States again, because what do you think is happening with people? It's not a religious crusade per se, but it is definitely a crusade to remove all of the undesirables. The age of crusades is not over. It just went from being physical, I'm going to fight you with swords and hammers while riding on horses, to I am going to digitally destroy you. Or I'm going to call in a drone attack. Or because we're kids, I'm gonna swat you. Same fucking things, because the reason behind it is the same. You are different from me, therefore you have the choice to either join me or I kill you. I can't remember, but it did just happen here in Seattle. Same thing, different and more powerful weapons. Exactly. I mean, we want to pretend that racism and ageism and homophobia and all of that shit is a thing of the past, but it is not. We are still fighting the same battles we were 300 years ago. Excuse me. We're still fighting the same battles today, just with different weapons. And until we realize that, we're going to continue having problems. Do I believe that humanity can overcome racism, sexism, ageism, ableism, etc., etc., etc.? No. Not for a long ass time. Now, see, while we want them to assimilate to our culture, we also want them to honor their own. Because that's one of the things that makes America so fucking amazing. Oh, come on. Where is her thingamajigger? Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. We want them to come here. We want them to be a part of our culture, because we have been called for centuries, at least a century and a half. We have been called the melting pot, because we bring all of these other cultures in, and we bring them into ours. We do not demand, or we did not demand, complete assimilation with our culture. We wanted them to continue honoring their own culture, but we do want them to become a part of our country. Hell, what the fuck do you think St. Patrick's Day is? St. Patrick's Day here in the U.S. is the Irish people basically celebrating their culture with a fucking made-up holiday. But it's a day to be proud to be Irish. Cinco de Mayo was not actually a significant battle in Mexico. It simply became a way for our Mexican countrymen to be proud of where they came from. It's just like the 4th of July is ours for the white people here. The only The assimilation demand is an assertion of white supremacy. And yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, Sinkhole de Mayo. I have participated in many a wonderful and festive Cinco de Mayo felt celebration. I always loved those down in Oregon. Where the hell are you getting that from? Most countries have similar laws. You don't rob people. You don't murder people. You don't be doing stupid shit. Who cannot follow the law? You're welcome, John. I have yet to see any particular culture that could not obey normal laws. Because most countries' laws are freaking common sense. Propaganda. Propaganda. That was someone deciding to blame his bullshit on someone else or use someone else as an excuse for him to do what he wanted to do. It's very similar to his saying, I mean, stupid son of a bitch was complaining about the Somali pirates and then turned around and did exactly the same thing they did to a Venezuelan oil tanker. He's using them as a scapegoat as an excuse. The shit he talks about 99% of the time did not happen. Oh, I hear you, John. And yeah, 90% of what is shared in India and Southeast Asia is so fucking racist. And that's not me saying it. That is what I am being told by friends who live there and see this day in, day out. And yeah, and it's so steeped into the culture that it's hard to recognize it for what it is. Because again, it is part of the culture. I mean, it's not a whole lot different than the southern U.S., it's not a whole lot different than the people in the southern U.S., the white people in the southern United States, saying that people who are not the same shade as Casper the Ghost are superior or are inferior to those of us with the ghost-like skin. And that is part of why, and thank God culture has shifted since some, that is why in the Constitution, non-ghost shade people were only worth 3/5 of a human. It was that steeped into our culture. Yes. Yes. The most religions, most faiths say to be tolerant of each other. Peace and love is preached in every religion. Not this hate and violence. The hate and violence is coming from the extremists. And the people who want control. Because that's what it is. It is a method of taking control. If you don't do things the way I say you should and the way my holy book says you should, then you are wrong and you need to be eliminated. This is I'm going to kill you to show you and your people how merciful my God is. Bombing for peace is like fucking for virginity. And as John says, think of it this way. If God sends his messengers, then he will want them to communicate in ways that the people of the religion will be able to relate to. Peace and love. And this is how we end up with different perspectives. Mimi, I hear ya. Not understanding how people get sucked into it because it is taught to them from birth. I mean, again, bringing up Monty. Monty Mater grew up in a white Christian nationalist family. Her father's goal for her was to grow up, get married, and have babies. She was just saying in a video I saw today before I started the stream, she heard preached from the pulpit at church that the women of this church and the young girls of this church needed to pop out as many babies as they can so that they could outbreed the liberals because we are superior to them, was basically the message. And as that was her father's plan for her until he discovered she was smart. And then getting married and popping out a passel of babies took a back seat to her going to school, graduating high school, going to law school, and becoming a lawyer for the cause. Then, once she had her degree and her practice, she was going to be one of those women that had it all because she was still expected to pop out 5-10 babies. Yup. Not all of them. Because you know that nephew I mentioned that's Muslim? He's not straight. Anybody meeting him wouldn't know that. But anyway. Yeah, Islamic countries. Also, we have to stop and think about the fact that most of the Islamic countries, like the ones that insist you wear, that the women wear burqas, they are ruled by, Muslim extremists. Because if you look at these countries historically, let's take Saudi Arabia, because I believe that's the one I'm thinking of. It's either Saudi Arabia or Iran. Both of them require covering from head to toe. You look at pictures of women from those countries in the 70s. So essentially, my lifetime. There are pictures of girls in those countries in bell bottoms and crop tops at college. You know, they've got their books, they've got their book bags, crop tops, bell bottoms, platform shoes, curly ass hair, you know, looking like a girl here in the States would. And then you see a picture of them from the mid-fucking 80s. And number one, there are no more women at the colleges. And number two, the few women you do see, you see this much of them. So, it is the extremists. And yet again, this goes to my point. It is not the religion that's the problem. It's the extremists. And they exist in every faith. I don't care if you're Wiccan, pagan, Christian, Episcopalian, Baptist, fucking Southern, the Westboro Baptist Church. It doesn't matter what religion you're talking. You have extremist Jews. Let's see. There isn't a religion that doesn't have extremists who want to get rid of any other and all other religions. People are people. And people are sheep. Because we are herd animals. It's just the way it goes. And cults are a completely different story. Basically, a cult comes about because one person, usually a white man, and a skinny white woman, always got to have his skinny white woman, decides he wants money and power. And he figures out the easy way to do it is to exploit other people. and brainwash them, because every cult, the primary thing they want is your unpaid labor. They want money, and they want you to do their work for them. And it's usually that there are cults of personality, a cult based on ideals, and there's one other that I cannot remember off the top of my head, and her book doesn't come out until the middle of next month. Yes, but not hers. The audiobook doesn't come out until the hardback or hard copy. So, I'll have to look. But cults of personality is one man, 99% of the time, with his skinny white woman. A cult of ideal, that's when you get the United States Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, Coast Guard. Those are a cult of idea. A cult of idea can handle the leader changing. Thank you. A cult of personality, usually once the main person kicks the bucket, shuffles off the mortal coil, and leaves, it ends up falling apart, which is exactly what happened with the cult that Daniela, knitting cult lady, grew up in. She was a third generation member of the Children of God cult. Oh, gods, yes, our military is definitely culty. Listen to Daniela, knitting cult lady. She will tell you that she grew up in the infamous sex cult that had a thing for little people. She grew up third generation, high ranking member in that group, was kicked out at 16, graduated high school in 2 years, and then proceeded to join the cult of the United States Army as an Army intelligence officer. And yes, she is well aware of the oxymoronity of Army intelligence. She's really awesome, though. Tiny Angry Witch is awesome, too. But Daniela, after she got out of the Army, decided to learn everything she could about cults. Oh my God, you've got to see her. She's like this big. She's so cute. And by the way, Tiny Angry Witch is this big, not Daniela. Daniela's the same size I am. Actually, I think she's slightly taller than I am. I'm waiting for the picture to come back up. If you want to, go for it. Yeah. So we have hit our 2 hours. So I'm going to wrap this up so I can actually go get to work on the rest of the stuff we have to do next week. Because I really would like to have that all done instead of scrambling for it the night before I'm supposed to have it. And with that, my darlings, my dears, you are very welcome, John. I will wish all of my darling witchlings a very fond adieu. Spread love, joy, and kindness. There is enough hate and discontent. Please, let's try to be beacons of light and hope. Also, be sure that your loved ones, feathered, furry, scaly, or otherwise human, mean the absolute world to, because we do not know how long we have with them. And those last goodbyes usually come way, way, way too soon. I love you guys to bits. Please, always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and there's a reason you're here, even if we don't know what it is yet. I will see you guys soon. Love you all. Namaste, witches.